Welcome back to Real Talk, the show where we sit down with real investors, doing real deals, and actually talk about what's happening in today's market. Over here, I have a special guest, Kris Dickey. He's been doing real estate for more than 10 years. Obviously, his market is based on Louisville, Kentucky, and also in southern areas of the market as well. Thank you so much, Kris, for being here on the show with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If you don't mind, could you give us a small introduction about yourself, a little bit more about the deals which you're doing?
Okay. Yeah, my name's Kris Dickey. I'm out of Louisville, Kentucky, and I've got some buy and hold stuff. I've got a development that we're working on right now. We're going through the rezoning process on that, subdivision approval, looking to build 67 houses on there. I've got a new construction project going right now in Southern Indiana. I'm in the process of building out a wholesale business with Chad, my partner. We're also getting ready to lock up a contract on a commercial deal that we're going to do some mixed workspace. So I'm super excited about that. And then we've got some single family rentals that we hold and some lease options.
That's nice. So would you say your primary business is like wholesaling, investing, innovations? What do you like actually cover?
Wholesales mostly, and then buy and hold, just different creative strategies. That's what I love about real estate is the creativity, and there's so many different ways to do things.
That's great. So obviously you've been in the market for quite some time, right? Like over 10 years. What would you say would be one of the most earliest challenges you have faced when you first started out?
Proper guidance. I had 5 to maybe 8 years of not really knowing what I was doing, just kind of figuring things out on my own and getting with the right people that really gave me direction and told me, hey, here's the play, run the play. That made it super simple for me, and it's given me the ability to really sprint instead of just kind of walking along and doing one thing here and there.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. So when you do wholesale, like you do virtual wholesaling or like in person?
I've done both.
Okay.
I've done both. More of my experience has been in person.
Okay. So for our viewers, so when it comes to virtual wholesaling, there's a trust part, right? Especially when it comes to building the trust. How do you navigate through that process?
Well, the only virtual wholesale stuff that I've done has been with people that I personally know, that I've collaborated with, or that I've met primarily in this community here, just partnering with those guys.
Okay, so obviously having that pre-built trust does help a lot, right?
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
That's great.
And I'm open to JVing with other people that I don't necessarily have that relationship with, but I want to feel people out. I want to work with people I like and that I trust.
That's great. Based on your experience, which sort of deal do you like to do the most? Is it like wholesale? Is it like JV? Is it innovations, creative finance?
That's a good question. I like the simplicity of a wholesale, and I like a quick check, but I also like the creativity of different deal structures and being able to solve challenges. So I like the big payday too, and also solving challenges for people.
That's great. So talking about challenges, like what would you say is one of the most challenging deal, or maybe one of the most like biggest challenge you face, especially when it comes to interacting with a client, or maybe when it comes to closing a deal? Could you share some of your experience on that part?
I mean, sometimes I've had a couple creative deals that, whether it was a funding challenge or just the structure of the deal, or trying to figure out how to come up with the funds to get into a bigger deal. That's kind of navigating some of that stuff. I'm trying to think of what else. I had a probate deal, actually on a virtual deal I did with Marcel in Savannah. We had a probate deal. That was the first one that I'd been through on that. So there were some delays and challenges along the road on that I didn't anticipate, or I really just didn't know. So that had a few challenges, but I mean, there's always stuff that comes up.
Yeah. And I mean, that's great. Obviously, like if you're able to navigate through those certain things, at the end of the day, you're able to help the client out and then obviously make some money for yourself. That's always a win in anybody's book.
Yep.
Yeah. And another question is, since I know you have like a lot of deals under your table, right? So could you tell me, or maybe share with our viewers, what exactly would you say one of the best deals you ever come across in your life?
I would say, let's see, I've done a couple. So one of the wholesale deals I did was had a $46K payday on that. That was nice. That was nice for a wholesale deal when a lot of them are $10K. So 46 was sweet on that one. I'm in that development that I'm in right now. I got into that was creative, using somebody else's money. The seller's carrying some of the financing on that. And then essentially we're doing sub 2 on the loan that they had with their bank. So it's a pretty sweet deal. And then I've kind of been able to navigate through the process of annexation, rezoning, and subdivision, getting that stuff approved. with the city. So navigating through that process is really just kind of taking a little bit of my time and not a whole lot of money, but that's also adding value to that deal. So that's going to be a bigger deal. It's something that's new to me. This is the first time I've done that. And it's, it's just interesting when doors open up. That's the other part of having the community and people that support you, help walk through that.
So on an average, would you say, let's say when it comes to wholesale, is the average, like, let's say assignment piece is like around 10 to 12K?
Yeah, I would say 10, somewhere around 10Ks, pretty average.
And for someone who's like pretty seasoned like you, how many deals would you say you'll be able to close a month? Not like all the time, but then on an average basis.
Right now we're building out our systems, and I would say, we're just now getting this wholesaling business off the ground. So we've got to try out some different channels of marketing. We've got some leads coming in now, pretty consistent. I'm guessing 4 to 6 deals.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And speaking of marketing channels, like what exactly is your primary source of marketing?
We're doing PPC, PPL. We've got cold callers. We've got a PA doing cold calls. And then right now we're building an acquisitions team too. So we've got a few people making calls right now.
That's great. Do you run ads too?
We do.
And like, is it like through Facebook?
Facebook primarily, yeah. Everybody's on Facebook.
Great. Yeah. Facebook Marketplace. I think that's like the best place to find all right buyers.
For sure.
So Kris, one last piece of advice, if you could give to our viewers, what would it be for someone who's just starting out in the real estate space or in the wholesaling business?
The best advice I could give you guys is to get around people that know what they're doing, jump in their pocket, ask for guidance on things, and just be a sponge. Stay a student, continue learning, and take action. You get around the right people, it completely shifts everything.
True that.
Obviously, find people with the same mindset is what you want to have also. Get away from the people the painters that tell you why not to do real estate, that have zero experience. Quit listening to people like that.
At the end of the day, always be a student. That's the only way you can master your craft. So there you have it, folks. Kris Dickey, a real estate expert, veteran, over 10 years of experience, giving you guys valuable advice. So please make sure to take these advices, especially when you're going into the business. And the same if you want to take on these challenges head on. And don't be scared. You can always reach out to him if you want to get more advice, especially if you want to do deals, especially in Louisville, Kentucky. Well, that's it, folks, for today. Thank you so much, Kris, for being on the show with us.
Appreciate you.
Tune in next week where we're going to be coming up with new investors, new stories, and new challenges. Stay tuned. Thank you.